Knudsen,
What's going on, Tursky?
this is Two Guys Talking Golf, the video version.
The video version.
We are on video. They're watching.
Yeah.
Careful what you say.
Hope I look good.
All right, so today we're talking Odyssey Stroke Lab putters, which we have photos of in our forums.
True, we do.
Exclusive photos.
Exclusive. Yep. Yeah, the Stroke Lab stuff was, I think, what is it, a couple years ago was a Japan release. And we're kind of seeing them on tour now. So the big question is, are they going to show up for us? Or are we going to be available to purchase these?
What do you think? Thoughts?
You know, I think they could definitely bring them out. There's nothing that's too crazy there. I mean, typically a lot of the stuff you see for, the Japanese market or whatever is kind of wild and out there or super expensive. This stuff is all a little more tame than what I thought it would be. But there's some cool putters in there, some designs that have not been around in a while, like the Tuttle has shown its face again.
I think it's appropriately named Tuttle because it looks like a turtle.
It kind of does, yeah. There was
We'll put some of the images right here.
right up there. I have a buddy who still putts with an old Tuttle, so personally, I'm not a big fan of that putter. But there's some cool designs. It's almost got like a Versa look to it, where it's got like the silver face, and then the back half is black or something like that. So,
You know what it looks like?
what's that?
TaylorMade M3.
The boys at Odyssey are not going to be happy about that.
Does it not?
No, it definitely kind of does. It kind of looks like the a driver head there, especially the Tuttle. But I really like the Jailbird, the Jailbird Mini.
You're a number
looks really
7
good.
guy. What do you think about this? Pretty thick
Yeah,
top line there.
it
right?
looks pretty big. The 7 top is kind of thick. It's hard to tell if that's the big. There's two different heads for the number 7. There's a larger one and a smaller. That one I think is smaller. I don't think it's the bigger head. I actually don't mind it because I love the Versa 7, so I kind of like the number 7 there with its two-tone. I don't like the slant neck on it, but
I was going to say, what do you think about the slant?
for me, it's not. I don't like it. I like the face balance version with the double bend, but I get it. The little flow necks or the slant necks there are really popular right now.
How about this face?
Yeah, so that's that face that we first saw in the EXO.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a little different design there. I don't mind it. I kind of like it. It feels pretty decent. It's a little firmer than the White Hot to me. I like the OG White Hot insert, but this one definitely is not as not quite as soft as what's the current one called now?
Micro hinge?
The micro hinge. It's not quite as soft as that. It's a little firmer, and I kind of like that about it. To me, the micro hinge was just a little too soft.
And then what do you think about these putter shafts? Because they do look a little bit like Barney Adams stability shafts, yeah.
And the other thing too is on a lot of them it says, or on the grips it says like to enhance tempo. So it makes me almost think that there's some type of weighting, whether it's counterbalancing or something like that, that's built into these.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it looks like when you look at that, especially the picture you have up, it does look like it's a 2-piece shaft. Like there is a either carbon or something like that top section, and then it goes to like a steel tip section. It's hard to tell exactly, but it does look like that.
And what do you think about the name Stroke Lab?
I kind of, when it first came out, I remember hearing about it, and I was like, you know what, it's kind of cool because I thought like, man, there's maybe some like cool custom stuff you can do. Like maybe you can get different weights, or you can kind of. I don't think that's the case. Unfortunately, Odyssey still hasn't given, with all the putters they make and all the options and all the inserts, for whatever reason, they still don't want to give us the ability to custom order these things.
Yeah.
Which to me is a total miss from them.
Total miss.
How you could charge somebody $50 more and say, hey, you can pick any insert we make and put it in this number 7 or this number 1.
That would be.
Who wouldn't? Like, there's so
That
many
would make
guys out
sense.
there who would say, oh, I really love this insert, but I can't get it in this head.
Mm-hmm.
And they could charge a little more and do it, and people would be ecstatic. I think it's a total.
Okay,
total
explain
miss.
to me on this photo we have right here. It looks like tire spokes or rims or whatever.
Yeah, looks like some BBS.
But it doesn't
wheels.
look like they're interchangeable weights. What's the purpose of these?
I think they are. If you look kind
Okay.
of closely at it, there is kind of a in there. There's a screw, just like the drivers and all that. I think those are interchangeable.
There's a screw, but there's no way to tell if it's like a 5 gram, 10 gram, 15 gram. So I thought maybe they just weren't interchangeable, that they were there for kind of looks. But
I think they are interchangeable, and maybe like on certain weights, maybe they're just like written on the inside or something like that. But they do look interchangeable to me. Like those screws look legit. They don't look like they're fake or anything. I think those can be removed. The Jailbird Mini I think looks really good. That
they got a lot of different models in this Stroke Lab line. So these definitely aren't just tour prototypes. They're coming to retail with these things, right?
Well, they were out in Japan. You could buy them. So I don't know if there were this many models over there. But yeah, I mean, the other thing too is like you have a couple different Jailbird Minis. They all have different sight lines and things like that. What is that? That's the Daniel Berger one ball in a way. The two ball, the R ball.
The R ball.
Yep, that was the Daniel Berger kind of the 3 lines and the one round section on the back. His was red. This one's kind of interesting in silver. But they've got a one wide that looks pretty good.
Another putter with 3 lines on the top.
Yeah, I don't know about the triple lines. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's
a little center shafted.
Yeah, center shafted V line. There's also, what was the one that looked pretty? There's one that's kind of like a number 9, but it's like smaller. It's almost like a mix between a number 9 and a number 8. The number 8 was like Phil used it back in the day. It was kind of like a Wilson 8802. Is it that one right there?
Is the one you talk about?
Yeah, it is a 9, but it looks kind of thinner. No, I guess it's not. I guess from the one angle, it looked thinner, but I guess it's not.
So what's your favorite model in these Stroke Lab putters?
Of course, it's the 7. I mean, I always go back.
You're
to the
such
7.
a number 7
I know
guy.
It's so bad, but in terms of second place, I really like that Jailbird Mini. I think it looks pretty cool. Just that contrasting silver face.
I'm a little biased towards the Jailbird Mini because that is the putter I started playing lefty with.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna go Jailbird Mini. As far as innovation goes, I think that Tuttle could be something interesting.
I think a lot of people will like having that Tuttle. That was a popular putter back in the day, and I think, that look. It kind of looks like the old Rossi.
Yeah,
a little bit. Just it doesn't have a scoop out of the back, but it kind of looks like that a little bit. But it's not a bad shape.
It's a cross-hand putter. If you throw that putter in the bag, you're putting cross-handed or you're putting with the claw.
Yep. Yeah, you're not conventional with that putter at all.
Yeah. All right, so final thoughts about Stroke Lab.
I hope they show up here because I'd like to see them and try them out. I don't think it's anything crazy new innovation unless we find out that this tempo enhancing design is something where it's counterbalanced or something different. Everything else is pretty much just different colors.
The tempo enhancing design, the language on this grip, definitely has to do with something with the shaft. We're just going to have to wait to see what Odyssey says about it.
Yep.
So that's Odyssey Stroke Lab putters.
That's right.
This was Two Guys Talking Golf, the video edition. Thanks for tuning in.